Hi Aries, I hope you are doing well. Okay, all right guys, you saw the intro, you saw how I'm gearing this reading towards. I haven't really looked at the cards yet. Make this fit for you in whatever it is that you're experiencing. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit, okay? Now, what I'm doing here is I want to see what these eclipses are bringing in and taking out and what you're going to be dealing with for the upcoming year. Right? That's as far as I'm going out with this, just to see in 6 months you'll be in a different spot. But if you don't like what you see in here, there's knowledge is power in here. Okay? Because if you don't like the cards that you see, you can change things, right? You just need to know what these eclipses are really about, and that's the essence of this. Okay? Once we know what we're dealing with, we know how to deal with it, right? All right. Now, you come in with the Page of Wands and the King of Wands. And the clarifier I've got is the Protector, which is also the King of Wands. So you're showing up as your clarifier in here. Okay, and here's your clarifier. Same card. And he's known as the Protector, which he can be. This can be someone who is, you know, a father figure. Either way, I think that you've got to call a truce with something or someone in here. I think if you've separated yourself from someone, you need to clear the air here and able to be able to clear the air here. Now, this could be someone, you know, that needs to clear the air with you, and you may need to be just receptive to hearing it, perhaps, or maybe it's you need to clear the air with someone else. Maybe it's some kind of, you know, guilt or things unsaid or whatever it is, but you've got, I mean, and you're facing each other, so you may be facing some inner demons here, literally, right? You may be facing some things from childhood, right? Maybe things that go back to your, you know, one of your parents, or you know, or maybe someone thought that they were protecting you, or you thought you were protecting someone else, and it caused a rift here. I feel there's, what I do, I haven't looked through the cards yet, but I feel there's some kind of rift. Like there's some kind of, you may either stepped out of something, this could be on the career front too, but you've separated yourself from something. And you know my old adage of you know, when we remove ourselves from something, our home can become a castle or it can become a prison, right? So I think you may have pulled yourself out of a situation with someone here, but you're showing up as your own clarifier. Again, you may not know what to do here. So hear what I'm saying and sit with it. Don't act on anything. Don't say, well, she said go talk to this person. Sit on this. Just sit on this. I think that you've got someone in your sphere, or you're doing this, but I have a feeling you're playing with fire here, meaning either someone else is going to, I just have that feeling around here. Okay, now how you see things, right? Your conscious view of all of this, you've got the Death card here. So you know that something needs to change here, right? You've got to let go of something here. You already know this because this is already in your conscience. It's not something that you're not aware of. What's in our conscience, we're aware of it. We just may not know what the hell to do with it, right? And your clarifier for that card is the Ace of Coins. But this is a letter coming or going, right? You may need to, you may hear from someone, or someone may be expecting to hear from you here. Okay. Now, this is why I say where I'm pulling these readings from, these aren't things that are just, this isn't someone you met last week. This is something that has been going on for maybe the last 3 or 5 years. There's a foundation here. This isn't something that's willy-nilly. So if it's not a situation, it's a pattern, it's a behavior, it's something. right? It's maybe an ethic, a work ethic, a relationship ethic. It could be anything, right? But it goes back of way. And I'll show you why, because, and you had cards, your cards were falling out. The rest of the readings, my plan, I hope they don't, but it was one card per. But you've got multiple cards here. Now, where you go back here, the real history of this, right? You've got the Ten of Swords and the Sun card. Okay, now, ironically, the Sun comes up in the back of that Ten of Swords because it's like it can't go on from here. This is really like a higher, you're moving on up, Wheezy. You're moving to a higher place of how you do things, of how you see things, of how you experience things. Tens have a lot of restless energy in it though, but the Sun card brings things to light. It's going to show you the things that you need to see. I think, again, there's a great divide here. You know, there could be a divide, too, where, you know what, you maybe you feel like you missed part of your life because you had to do something, or you did something and now you've got regret that you should have done something else. Don't play in the past. My suggestion would be to just realize this. Things happen for a reason, right? And if this is being brought to your periphery, regret's not going to get you anywhere. Just sit with this, like I say, right? The Ten of Swords, again, I feel these are past things. Maybe where you think you should have gave something more of an effort, more of a thought, more time. Maybe a decision that you made, you should have given more to it. Maybe you passed something over or dismissed something when in fact you probably should have paid closer attention to it, right? That could be too. And now it comes to light that, hey, oh crap, I should have probably, you know, done something differently here in this situation. Okay, because the clarifier here is the Ace of Hearts. So you've got a lot of aces around here. And her card is actually called, it's a sweet card. It's a friendship card. I think you've got friends in here that you may have, I feel there's some separation around that too. Because the cards you came in with your energy, I'm sorry, of the Nine of Cups. Right? And the clarifier on that is a faithful affection. So, you know, I think maybe you're at a rift with someone. Maybe it was a friend and you're in a relationship with someone else and you had to, you know, let go of a situation, or maybe you did it in a way that, you know, you weren't deserving or honoring of something, where you can be on all. It's funny too, because underneath that, you've got the Two of Wands, which you didn't have. Now you've got the Justice card and the Magician. And the Wheel of Fortune. These are all Arcana cards. They're huge, right? The Justice card is about, you know, fairness. It's more about the natural law, though, of karma, right? And maybe how you did something. But you've got the Wheel of Fortune. These are all Arcana cards here. So things are destined to go the way that they're going, right? So again, that's why I'm saying release. If you've got regret around something, release the regret. But if you've done someone wrong, say, you know what, I probably could have handled myself better. I apologize. Make amends here. But either way, you've got major cards here. And underneath it, you've got the Two of Wands, which is knowing your value, knowing what you want to do, long-term choices for yourself. And that's what this card is. It is called the Faithful Friendship card, but it's also the Two of Wands. That's what the card is there too. It's the Two of Wands. Two of Wands, right? I think you're making choices for yourself on where to go here with this. And with this arsenal here, you'll get there. Just be open to it. And you know what? Be okay saying, I don't know what to do. Be okay saying that, but then follow that up with just sit for a minute and just see what unravels for you. Take your foot off the gas. Really just sit. Just sit back. Okay, now the influence that's brushing through here, you've got the Judgment card, right? It's kind of like last call on something here. And you've got an impediment, someone coming in here. So if this was why I referenced too about not watching these readings as cross-watching readings, because it's a catch-22 doing these readings, because you could have someone that you're trying to take some space from and they're going to look at the reading and then know how to finagle this. But these are general readings, right? So if you've got someone coming in, right, and I think that you do, I think you're going to come face to face with someone that you maybe haven't seen in a while, that maybe maybe there's unfinished business there. Let's see. There could be unfinished business with someone. Okay, now what's going to be coming up for you for the next year is the Page of Wands. I'm sorry, the Page of Swords. I think you're on the fence about something. You're really not sure. You're going to explore this a little bit longer. And what you've got with it is a sincere friend. And this is the Queen of Wands. This could be a relationship because you come in as the King of Wands and your clarifier is the Queen of Wands. But the card itself is the Page of Wands, Page of Swords. I think this is a friend. You hear from someone that you haven't heard from in a while. That's what I feel this is about. Okay. Now, what you need to do here to make this reading happen, you've got the Empress and the Four of Wands. These two cards speak of a coming together of something. They can speak of a marriage. And given you've got the Queen of Wands here, with what's coming up, someone may be on the fence about getting married, or that's what I'm saying. You never missed something. You know, maybe I don't want to get married. Maybe I do want to get married. But these two cards here is you've got a decision to make here, right? Do I want children? Do I not want children? Do I want to get married? Do I not want to get married? Do I want to be with this person? Do I not want to be with this person? Right? This, though, is a strong foundation. It's a start of a foundation here. So what you'll need to do is, what is that foundation to you? Now, your clarifier there is the Two of Cups. So, my friend, you have a decision to make for sure. But I think you meet someone here, and I think it changes your life. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, here I'm trying to close this business deal, and now I'm really thinking about getting married, or I'm thinking about not getting married, or I think something blindsides you, and that's why I say these things we're confused, but I think what's coming out of the blue is if you just sit and say, you know what, I really don't know what I want. The universe will show you your options. You won't even have to stand up. It'll come right past you. Honestly. For some of you, you're letting things go, but for the majority of you, you may purchase a house somewhere. Now, your domestic situation, your home life, your work life, your day-to-day stuff, you've got the Ace of Swords, which is clarity. You get clarity on all this. That's why I'm saying just sit. You get clarity on it. And the clarifier for that, again, is the Ten of Cups. Happiness. It was worth the wait. Things play out how they're supposed to play out. That's why regret to me is a useless emotion. You can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? You don't want to live in the past. Don't regret things. But if you've done wrong to someone, just say, you know what? Hey, I'm sorry. Look, I really am sorry. And let it go. Let it go. But I really feel for you. There's a rift here between you and someone else. And it's just saying you've got to bridge that gap here. And I think it'll present itself in a way that happens. Okay, now the window here for your hopes, your fears, your anxiety. Again, I'll never forget a client I had when she was like, yeah, I'm engaged. And I was like, oh, happy, happy. And she's like, and I'm like, oh my God, you so don't want to get married. And she didn't. But she was like, yeah, no. You know what I mean? So the cross comes here for you in here. So only you'll know what this is for you. Okay. Now cards fell out here. You've got the 7 of Swords. Make sure you're not lying to yourself. Make sure you're not living in the past. If there's someone that you're really, really stuck on, you've got the Temperance card, which is reconciliations, but it's also new beginnings. So you're in a quandary, my friend, I feel. But you've also got the 2 of Swords here, right? Which is, that card is a gambler card in here. Life is a gamble, right? It really is. Take a chance on yourself if you want to. Take a chance on something that you want to. Take a chance on something. As long, you want to ask yourself the why. Always know your why you're doing something. Make sure it's practical, right? And I say that because we often don't look at the practicality of things, and in hindsight, it all becomes clear. But if we just thought, how practical is this, and why do I want to do it, right? But my key takeaway for you here is think with your heart. Really listen to your heart. Don't go up here, right? That 7 of Swords, maybe you don't know at all how someone may come in, and it may be a friend of yours that says, hey, you know what, I've really loved you for years. And you're like, wow, you know what, I've really loved you for years, but neither one of you said anything. It could be something like that, where you're now, now you get married and you move things that way. I've seen things like this happen. I've seen a lot of things, but these are good things. You're joining with somebody here. You really are. I feel there's a coming together of something after a separation. Something you may have thought, maybe it's new, maybe it's old, maybe it's something coming back together. But either way, you get your wholeness back. You find actually your drop spot, because I feel like you're not happy with someone's behavior. And on your outbounds, you've got the 8 of Wands. Communication, movement. That is actual physical movement. You could be going somewhere. Something moves. This is like a perfect opportunity. There's divine timing in this card. Okay. And the clarifier is absence. It's the 6 of Cups. Again, this is what I was looking for. There's karma in here. There's karma in your reading with someone from your past. This may not be, it may be someone you meet and you're like, wow, I feel like I've known you my whole life. And it takes off like that because you probably did. It just probably wasn't here. Or it's someone from your childhood that you see, like in a place where something like that. There's something from the past here. And like I said, your reading comes in going back 3 to 5 years. I think this is good. I don't see anything. I think there may have been a rift at some point. These, let's just be honest, it's an oxymoron, but it's phenomenal, because that 10 of Swords is like, again, it's a card of it's more. It's like how do I say this? It's not growth. It's like you're evolving to a higher state of being. And with the Sun card, this is a marriage card with the 4 of Wands and the Empress. Your clarifiers are clarifying the cards themselves. There's a coming together here. This is, I feel, some kind of relationship rift or something new or something blindsides you. Remember, all of these cards here you've got was the Wheel of Fortune. This will be someone that you either know and you see in a place where it catches you totally out of the blue, or this is a relationship with someone that's so easy. It's like it's instant attraction. It's like someone you'd marry like the week later. It would be something like that. And you've got the Magician here, right? This is the power of love here, I feel, in here. I think this is great. All right, Aries, I hope that this helped you in some way. You've got some strong cards in here, but these are big movers and shakers. You will land, I assure you, my friend, in a place that you're very, very happy with. So there you go. I hope that this helped in some way.